Mandy Eve Barnett is rejoined the podcast, probably asking herself, "What the hell did I walk into?"
We had fun last time.
Oh, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. No. Like we talked about all the evil semi-apocalyptic stuff off here. We're not gonna do that this time.
No.
We're gonna go on the air talking about stuff like for one. I'm in this like weird balance now. Because I'm trying to get myself something steady, so I can go back to Calgary and kind of just do my own thing. I've been looking for remote stuff, and I've been looking for. I got like I've had some interest in some writing like real actual writing gigs. I got another one I got to hand in later on tonight. But I also just handed in another writing thing. So I mean, it's moving, but I need like something with just a little bit more income, or I'm going to become very, very good at cans, magical cans.
I think you just have to sort of make sure people are aware of you and just keep doing that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am available for.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's funny how lots of writers, they don't like to promote themselves or their work. And I just if you don't do it, no one knows about you or what you do. So
it actually, I think that's the most hilarious. I think that's the most hilarious thing of all. I've interviewed like hundreds of you at this point. I can actually say I've interviewed hundreds of people. Isn't that like
That's neat.
Yeah, it is really neat, right? But here's the thing, right? Almost there's a bunch of you, like the really, really successful ones. They know how to say, "We got this. We got this. Nail down. You don't need to tell me twice." Okay. Okay, you're good. I'm glad you're good. And some people, it's like, oh, no. We're going to. How do I put this? No, I'm gonna let my writing speak for myself. It's like, okay, well.
Yes, but if no one knows you're writing, how are they going to find it?
Exactly. No, it's such a real thing. There's one individual. I am not kidding you. We had this debate for oh my God, at least she came on my board. I'm not going to name names because if you know who I'm talking about, right? You know. If you don't, that's okay too. And I basically said like, she would argue. It's like, do you not just tell people about your stuff, right? Do you not know? And I asked her like, you aren't doing these little things, and she's like,
sure.
And she was like, she would argue with me about like then she would try to whisk away from me. Like, no, come back here. We're not done. You didn't actually answer my question, right? Yeah. I'm very like again, I can hear an evasion. Like I can hear an invasion with people because I've interviewed people for someone's like, you're evading. Sure. Come here. No. We're not ducking this one. We're having a little come to Jesus meeting right now. So this is what we're doing. We're having this. What are you doing? Because here's the thing. I have a big mouth. We've already I have a big mouth. And I'm not the only one with a big mouth. There's lots of people with like the gifted gap. So how are you or I or anybody else going to? How are you? I mean, you might be a better writer than me, but here's the thing. You're not going. People aren't going to know or care, right? I still don't know what you write.
Well, no. I mean, you have to look at obviously you've got all your social media, fine. You've got your blog or your website, but it's other opportunities that you've got to look at. I mean, if someone says, "Oh, I'm looking for someone to do a guest post," or "I'm looking for someone that I can interview," or whatever it happens to be, and I mean, you have to be proactive, not be reactive.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Although here's the thing here's the thing to me that really, really, really gets me after all this time. I still don't know what she writes. Because she's never won.
Oh no!
Well, no, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Like this person that has argued with me since the dawn of time about this, right? I don't know what she writes. I know she's written. I know she's got stories out there, and she's good at what she does. I know this.
Yeah.
But in all the art, like it's just the kind of thing I've kept in my back corner because I recognize the fact that I don't know what you write. It sounds
That's
really
sad
dumb.
though, because
No, it
if
is.
she obviously is got the illusion that everybody knows what I write and what I'm doing and where my books are, she's dealing herself that everybody else knows, right?
Well, I just think it's one of the most fundamental things. Like when I'm listening, it's like I have no incentive to look for your work in these conversations either.
Yeah.
Right, because my big argument is, what's the worst that can happen? You put your name out there and no one replies. That's okay. You've lost
Just
nothing.
try it again in a different way. You don't just say, "Well, nobody replied, so I'll never do that again." I mean, you're not.
That's just it. That's just it, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's just it. So I'm playing it like this, just this way because it's funny to me, right? I'm not trying to be. So, but again, so we have this back and forth. It's like good writing will draw people. It's like I tend to disagree. Good writing does. You need it to keep people.
Of course you do. They need to find you first.
Yes. I had that, like there was a circular logic break there. It's like it's called marketing can be very fun actually if you do it right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, we can, because I mean the other thing that you meet people along the way that you wouldn't have met first off anyway. But also when you've got someone that is doing something similar to you, you can bounce ideas off each other. You can follow each other, so you're creating another avenue of connectiveness, right?
Absolutely. Like that's the whole thing, right? You have this how do I put this? You have this ability, even if it doesn't work out, you're going to meet somebody who sees what you're doing and go, hey, this is what conventions were so freaking cool. Because conventions are like, hey, my name is Josh. These are my books. They're awesome. And you can really deadpan like that. It works. People like, because again, it creates that reaction. It's like, it's because again, I'm just being refreshingly honest and I'm saying it in a very, very, the timing of how I say it is, it makes it a little hilarious. But it's like, this is my stuff. Come check me out. I'm awesome. And it really, sounds like an incredibly like simple name, and no one talks about themselves this way. Let's be honest on that. But the same token, you kind of have to. You're a salesman. You're a salesman.
Yeah, it's a business. So you have to market your business. That's what it is. You can't just say, "Oh, I've got all these books on the shelf. Go and buy them." Okay.
You know what? No. You can't. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this and do this in some way. So, I got all these books right here. They're awesome. Buy them or else. Does that work? Does that work?
Not really. No.
Okay. Let's try.
You have to be approachable, and you have to be engaging people, and you also have to be incited about what you've. Okay.
Well, so let's try something. Let's try something else. Let's try something else that's fun here. Let's do this here. Hey kid, you want these cards? Buy my stuff. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work either. It just doesn't work. That doesn't work. It doesn't work either.
Really?
That was like the worst coercive. That was like coercive bullying and and whoever's watching this is probably like, what the fuck is he doing, Jay? He's having fun. Okay. Right. But the thing is, right? When you have you have to believe your stuff. You have to be able to go. It's like, hey, listen, I really wrote this book. I'm really, really excited. It's about this. And if there's something genuinely like a connection there, people will be drawn to your enthusiasm, even if it's not their book,
Sure.
people will enjoy that passion you have in
Yeah.
expressing your work, whatever that is. Right?
Oh, exactly. Because if you're enthusiastic, it sort of generates enthusiasm in other people. You know, if you just
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, it's a book. Do you want it?" That's not really. That's not going to
Right.
enthuse them. It's like, this book is awesome. It's got so and so characters, and they do this and they do that. I think, well, maybe I should have a look at that.
Or maybe it's like this, right? Oh my God, it's my book. God damn it, it's my book. I mean, you're just beating yourself like right out the bat there, right? But I have seen this with authors time and time again, especially when you talk about your book. Oh shit! What the fuck do I say about my? Care about it? You have to. You wrote it.
Well, exactly.
I sincerely hope you care. I mean, in one way, that's more impressive because it's like you did that and you didn't care. On the other hand, it's like, oh my God, what are you doing with your life? I mean, you didn't care about this at all, right? I'm going by the assumption you care, but I mean, I could totally be wrong. It's such a, like I said, it's such a weird thing, right? It's such a weird thing that, how do I put this? People have this tendency to like to go, oh my God, I'm so scary. But what marketing actually is, it's storytelling. You're trying to create a way. Books. The thing that makes books hard to sell is the fact that you're asking your audience to commit to time.
Exactly.
That's what makes it. And there's no like, unlike a picture, a song, you can market the song, you can market the picture, you can market other things. Because people have that experience of what that looks like, what that feels. It's like, oh wow, that's really cool. Where did you come up with this? And if the artist has got a good answer, he might have a sale right there. Sometimes sometimes don't even need that. I remember I had a buddy. We would sit beside each other at like in Calgary Con. He was just doing like watercolor paints while we were waiting for people to show up. So people would come watch them. Oh, people would come watch him paint. This guy is so ridiculously talented. It's like, wow, talk about feeling inadequate. Like, what the hell am I doing here? Right? Because he would, like, his fun stuff, his stuff he does for some is some of the most, like, classically beautiful paintings you'll ever see. Wow. Like, they're amazing. And then he'll just goof off, like he's doing the watercolor. He went to me, what do you want me to do? Double dragon. Someone sees it. He does these double dragon. He actually does double dragon. It's like, that's kind of cool. I didn't think about them, and it was fun. And at the end of the night, someone came like, I'll buy it, $40 right there.
Nice.
He made that in like 30 minutes. So he didn't talk much at cons, but what he did is like, this is what I can do, bitches. I'm awesome. Like there's a very quiet confidence in that, right? Right?
Yeah,
there's a very quiet confidence in that. And I learned from him from that, right? So we don't have that luxury as a book. What we have luxury of, so we have to tell a story, a fun to describe the experience of our story, and then let people and then let people make the choices. You know what I mean? And that's the challenge, right? So it can be fun. Look, I got Alice playing.
Be. I mean, if you've got someone who, they're browsing, and you just say, which cover appeals to you, or which blurb appealed to you, or I can tell you more about the story if you like that one. If you engage someone instead of just sitting there with your arms crossed and hoping someone buys something, because they will just they will just going, they won't stop. So you have to.
So we had a fun, like my favorite con experience I've ever had was in Phoenix.
Right.
And so I had a table there, and I was in a cool spot. The artist beside me was doing all kinds of cool stuff. He had like a crew of people selling his prints. It was crazy.
Wow.
To the left of me, they were showing off the 3D printer on Sunday, on the third day. It was 4-day con. I was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I had to leave Sunday, so I gave it to one of the buddies there. Just like, yeah, you guys want the table, go knock yourselves out. But I had a great time. So I loved my time. the last day I didn't enjoy quite as much, but that had really nothing to do with the environment. It had everything to do with just the other circumstances. But more than that, that's another story. But here's the thing: the first day, to the left of me, there was these TV executives talking about their movie project that they were really excited about, and they're like,
cool.
"Well, they work for the Phoenix Suns." So it's like, yeah, we gotta do some stuff on Friday. I remember this. It's like, yeah, our buddy's coming in, and he's gonna sell his comic. Oh, this will be cool. I'm selling my comics. I'm having a good time.
Sure.
This is really cool. So just like, okay, so just some of the other things that are in that aisle. Jake the Snake Roberts was promoting a movie in that aisle. They had this like really cool like demonstration like halfway through. You had to have a big mouth. There was just this was a really freaking cool place to put your stuff. So this guy that comes out with this comic on it was Friday.
Yeah.
And he just sat there. He's an artist, doesn't want. I didn't talk to him. Didn't even say hi to anybody.
What?
And I'm looking at him. I'm watching him. I actually had to grab the comic. I was like, does this shit suck? No, not bad. I'm a lot more talented an artist than I am today than I was then, but I was selling more books than he was because and now again, it's my first time. I'm not making great money, but I'm still selling some stuff.
Sure.
The guys to the right of me are killing it. So so I watched this kid, and then the execs at the end of the day are watching him too. It's like, he's been like this all day, hasn't he? It's like, yeah, I don't get it. It's like we none of us do. We like guys to the right of us were watching him. It's like, what are you fucking doing?
What's he doing? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what are you fucking doing? So TV executives, though, they were smart. They They brought a plan. They brought a really, 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 really amazingly beautiful woman in like one of these T-shirts that rolled up, and she had like a gun, and it was very distracting. It was they knew what they were doing the next day. Trust me. I mean, everybody checked out the 3D printer. They went plan to come to the 3D printer, but they were checking it out. Right, so they knew how to market. So hey, when all else fails, right? Get the prettiest girl in the room to demonstrate your product. It'll work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll work.
It does.
Yeah. So, but the second day they looked at him, it's like, what are you? Like they even told us, like, dude, you say hi to people. Look at this aisle. Everybody else is doing this. Why aren't you? And I never forgot that. It's like, and the dude had a good book. Like, he had a good product. He had a lot of product he could, like, even if now, like sometimes you're at a convention, you have something working against you, like location, and you have to deal with that. You have to figure out ways to get people to come to your booth.
Sure.
Right, and that can sometimes happen, but sometimes when you literally are in one of the busiest, like this place was busy. Right, our aisle was busy all freaking weekend. Like again, and to the guy to the right of me, he was just getting like that whole crew were excellent salesmen. They got people to come in, do sales. They were nice to me. I said, listen, can you make sure that my table isn't obscured of view at all times? They would literally no seriously, because they again, I didn't care how busy they were. That doesn't matter, right? So they were very nice. They saw they would come to just manage it. I'm not being unreasonable with what I'm asking, right? So it's just like they were like, okay, that's fair, right? I'm not getting in the way of their sales. I don't care. They actually told me at the end of my time there that we loved having you because you didn't give a shit. It was perfect. It's like there were a lot of people getting mad because we're doing so well. You're like, no, it's like whatever. It's like, yeah, it's you know how to sell, and I can. That was again. I learned a lot. You talk, you interact, you say hi, and you get people. And that's the thing, like. This is about the greasiest, the squeaky wheel gets all the oil.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. It's just how it works.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. It's very true. You gotta learn how. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you've got your books, but I mean, some other things that you can do is that you can put merchandise on your table. And that always works. Like, you've got, I mean, because I've got obviously children's books as well as adult books. So, I special little hats made for some of the characters in the books, and you know, bookmarks and, so just to attract people to the table. So if it's like just books and nothing else, it's like a flat, display. You can't see anything. But if you've got other things interspersed through there, it sort of attracts the people to come and have a look, right?
It depends on the con.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
It does depend on the con because my most successful one was Winnipeg.
Okay.
I didn't even have a tablecloth. Like I didn't even no like I. So
Oh,
no
wow.
no. Well, here's what happened. Okay, so in Winnipeg, I was on the reserve list. I was there. If someone didn't have a table, I didn't have the opportunity to get a table.
Right.
So the week of the con, I didn't hear anything up to the week of the con. So I assumed it would be next year, right? That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
So Monday, I start getting these emails. Like I get an email about space arrange, and they haven't confirmed anything with me yet. I'm starting to see this get better. So the first one I just dismissed, like, okay, maybe this was an accident. Because I was like, I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah.
So Tuesday I get another one, and I'm like, what? I haven't heard anything about being confirmed.
Oh, wow.
The con's Friday.
Oh, God.
So Tuesday night, I send them an email. It's like, so I don't know if I'm coming or not. Do I have the table there if I'm coming?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Oh,
And then
wow.
Wednesday told me, yes, on Wednesday. So I got one day to get ready for the show. Like,
Wow.
I have one day, and I'm working too, so it's like I don't have a lot of time. So I'm just like,
wow.
Fuck it. Let's take what I can, put it in the box.
Trap it, yeah.
Just play it
This is what I've got. Yeah.
They were so dysfunctional. It was unbelievable. However,
No.
in a room filled with people with these elaborate displays, the caveman setup stood out like a sore thumb. People came and people bought my book. Lots of people.
Excellent.
I made my table by Saturday night, Sunday morning. I actually sort of the last day I just hung out with some friends because
Nice.
Yeah. So I think this display is what feels right for you. Now investing in a display, that particular case, it was just like because I had no chance to prepare because it was like Monday, odd. Tuesday, what's going on? Wait a minute here. Am I part of the show? Because I don't know if I'm part of the show right now. Right? Wow. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're part. Oh, my God. So shit, what did I do? Right? So,
wow.
But, I mean, that's how it worked out, right? So,
yeah,
it's, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't have taken anything too elaborate at that point anyway, because even if I had known Monday, that is such short moments to prep for absolutely everything that you're like, right? I would have had a little bit more prep than I had, but
if you'd known,
if I'd known, but I didn't. So it was like I had 24 hours to get ready for this. That's it. Wow. That's all I had, and then I had to I had to go to work, and then I had to go to work that day. I caught a red eye. I was in Winnipeg Friday morning.
Wow.
And I didn't sleep.
I'm a bit different to you because I have certain displays and things that I keep all the time. So if someone says, "Oh, can you do this at the weekend?" I go, "Yeah." I just put it in a bag and I go.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten that far ahead yet. My game wasn't there at that point. It's still not there now, actually, because I haven't had access to my stuff in 2 years almost now. Because well, I've been all over. I was in Vancouver. I put my stuff in the storage locker there because I wasn't sure how that was going to work out, and then the pandemic happened, and the world's gone batshit crazy. It's like, okay, so it's going to be interesting because when I am going to head back to Calgary very shortly right? And when I do, it's going to be cool to pick some of that stuff and see what's still worth it to me and what isn't, and just because after 2 years, you're going to look at things a lot differently now than you did before, and like I said, so especially in light of everything else, like I'm not gonna lie, like when I get back, I'm probably going to get rid of the majority of my stuff. Not all of it, but a good majority of it's going to be like,
bye. Yeah.
yeah, because I just don't,
Wow.
you know, yeah. Well, I've gone 2 years. I had like 2 boxes of CDs. Like this is how old I am. I'm old. Shut up. Right? It is. I still do CDs. Right? So, it's one of those situations where how do I put this ever so delicately? I'm old. I'm old and crotchety, but there's also a whole bunch of music in there I'm probably never listening to again. I'm just being real when I say that, right?
Yeah.
Because I listened to it in 2 years. Some of it I'm not going to miss at all. Some of it I'm going to be like, oh, baby, I haven't listened to you in years. I might just give it a kiss. Right. I just like, oh, yeah.
It's funny. I've done that twice. When I was still in England, we extended the bungalow to have a second story, which meant that the roof came off for half of the house. So everything in my parents' garage, and it stayed in there nearly a year. And I didn't go to the garage to pick anything in that year. I'm thinking, okay, so why did I have all that stuff then?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What? So I just put it in the car and took it to all the thrift stores and said, "Here you are." My mother was absolutely horrified. She said, "There might be something in you need." I said, "Mother, I haven't looked at it for nearly a year, so obviously I don't need it."
Mm-hmm.
If I'd gone into the garage every 5 minutes for something, then yes, I needed it, but obviously I didn't. And when we emigrated to Canada, it's the same thing. It's like, what do I actually want to take across the sea, basically? So we ended up with 6 boxes, right? 2 of which were for the children.
Yeah, because you learn very quickly in life, like there's not a lot that's really matters. Like there really isn't. Like when I go back to Calgary, the first thing I buy some camping equipment. Just right. I buy some tents. I buy some other stuff. Just kind of like one of those. Let's prepare for some stuff. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but let's prepare just in case, right? And then beyond that, beyond all that, just kind of go like, okay, I got some books I like. I got some comics I enjoy.
No.
I really don't. I might keep my sister bought me a little globe and a globe from Map of the World. So when I was a kid, I'd have this globe in my room and it flew in the dark, and I used to love it. I loved maps.
Oh, sweet.
Right. Yeah. So she bought that for me. It's like, when I think of you, I still think of you with that globe a little something every once in a while. It's cool,
That's
right?
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So there's that. There's my Aurora, because I haven't seen my Aurora award in a few years. It'd be kind of nice to see it again. I really don't know what else. Like there's some comics and some books.
There's not a lot you actually physically need when it comes down to it.
No.
Right. You can't take it with you, so
I'm actually contemplating dropping my cell phone when I get back over there too. Contemplating it. Yeah, it sounds weird, but like I honestly, like, I've been kind of a wandering gypsy for the last 2 years in this weird little apocalypse, and what it's going to come down to, honestly, it's amazing. Clean pair of underwear.
Well, it focuses on what is important, right?
Yeah, there's not much.
It gives you an idea. Exactly.
There's not much.
Yeah.
There's not much when you really sit there and get right down to it. And and a guy like me who doesn't really own anything, the big advantage I have is it doesn't really matter. I can go and do anything I want to do, because what are you going to tell me? You can't. Yeah. Got news for you. No, it's not how this works.
Very true.
I'm gonna do what I damn well please. That's the way it is.
Oh wow!
You're amused by that.
I am. I mean, why? I know that they've had people that have just like, I've had enough, done, dusted, off the grid, and they're like, just go. Mm-hmm. And other people are like absolutely horrified by the fact that you've got no Wi-Fi, you haven't got a TV. Like, well, no, they're happy with being. Haven't got all this
You're not.
impounded in them all the time.
You're not going to take any of this with you. When you get
No,
right
you're
down
not.
to it, none of this is coming with you when it's over.
No.
So,
why accumulate it?
well, you're going to accumulate because it's how life works. But what you accumulate is very, very, very different. And that's the thing, right? It's not that I'm not saying don't do this. No, I mean you got to live the life you choose, like whatever that life looks like for you. But at the end of the day, don't be beholden to the things you have, because honestly, you're going to lose them all at some point anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, so if that's the case, what do you actually need? And it's an incredibly tiny list of what you need.
Yeah, it is.
Incredibly tiny.
Very true.
Right? So I've been there. It puts me in it gives me because I have this wisdom, it gives me an unbelievable sense of freedom. But because I also have this unbelievable sense of freedom, it means that I come across kind of very, we'll say rebellious, for lack of a better word there. Because what do you do to someone like me? You can't threaten me to take anything away, because I don't got anything to take away.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if I ever get certain privileges ever again, because I didn't care about them when I had them. So it's like...
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's where we're at. Like life's about really the little things that you enjoy in life. Like the fact that we're having this conversation, I made you laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
Right? Throughout, you're gonna remember what I made you feel. Even if you're long after whatever we talked about, you're gonna remember
exactly.
How you feel, right?
Exactly.
That's important.
Yeah.
The rest
very much so. I mean,
I
think it's the connection with people, it's the emotions with people, and that as you say, that's what you remember.
Yeah, that's what you remember.
Yeah.
It's true with stories too. How did this story make you feel? Well, it made me feel like this, because that's why when I read Stephen King's The Dark Tower series, it makes me cry. At the very end, I remember the tears. I don't remember the exact. Actually, I remember the exact moment where he broke me. That son of a bitch. I know exactly where he broke me, because it was one of the most heartbreaking ththings I'd ever seen. I've ever seen in a story, because it was like, this is just so, it's not, because it was so unfair. Like he did that so well. It was like, oh, you bastard! It broke me. It really broke me. I remember that.
Yeah.
Right. That's the mark of a good. That's the mark of a good story. Right. That's the mark of a good story. It's not.
Well, it is. Yeah.
That's
right.
If
I mean, if your reader is like totally invested in what you're telling them, and they're feeling something, be it good, bad, or like, oh my god, at least you've done justice to the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's life. Like if the truth of the matter is, we would be a happier species as a whole if we worried instead about telling people what to do and how is the right or wrong way to do things. If we instead said, how do you feel? Just, okay, let me tell you a dirty joke. Let me tell you, no, it sounds weird, it's simple, but this life comes once, as far as I know. Maybe I'm going to say, thank God I don't want to come twice. This was a wonderful experience once, but I'm not sure I want to do it again.
I'd have to debunk that, because I've been here 7 times. So.
Okay, that's fine. Well, for you, that's fine. For me, if this is the only time I'm here, I'm good with it. I don't need to come back. All right, I don't. There's no need. You might need to come back. Why? We'll talk about that another day. But you might need to come back. I don't. There's lots of other places to go, see, do, and I'd rather go to one of those places than do this, because for me, and the way I see it and the way I look at it is this: what makes life so precious is it's a unique experience.
Well, every life is unique.
Oh yeah. So
because
If that's the
I was regressed, and although I could only see 3 of those lives, there were 7.
okay.
And they were totally different. But my understanding of the personalities of those actually reflects how I am now. So it was a very interesting experience for me.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, no, it's cool. I okay. How will we go? We'll go like this. We'll go like this.
Okay.
I hope it's once. If it's twice, can I be rich? Right.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work.
I know. No. I don't think anybody knows how this works. You might as well just put that into the. You might as well just put this out. So one of my favorite scenes, in Matrix was when Cypher made a deal with Smith. They're at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Goes, for the next life, I want to be rich. I don't know, maybe an actor, right? That's actually what he said as part of the deal. And the devil there, why not? It don't matter, right? It don't matter. Right? I don't give a shit, right? So that was kind of the deal. And I have this my theory about life is I think we choose how we live. And if there is a God, and I tend to think there is, but if there is, right, assuming there is a God, goddess, universal, whatever you want to call that, right? I get the feeling that, and this is just how the universe, because this is how the universe seems to work here. We move our minds towards where we move towards what we think about.
Yes,
so so if that's the case, I can almost see that if there is a bunch of lives, I can see us going back up there. Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? And there's almost like sometimes it goes, sure, why not? Nope, not a chance in hell. All right,
it's not happening.
Yeah. Kind of like a little. I could almost see like we can do. There's almost like, or sometimes, can I have this? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
You won't thank me later. But
exactly.
Right. That's how the world works, right?
Yeah.
Do you want this? Yes, I think. Maybe. I'm also very careful.
The thing is, you see, when you ask for something, there's going to be a consequence that you don't realise about, right? So you're thinking, oh, this is going to be absolutely marvellous, but it might not be. You say you want to be rich, but then how many people are going to try and get the money off you, and how are they going to do that? Right. So there's always a downside to everything.
No, that's every life. Like look, I have freedom.
Yeah.
The price to that is I don't fit anywhere, right? There's no one magical place I fit at because I've wandered so much, seen so much in my wanderings. And so anyone that's well-traveled has the same thing. You can almost see patterns of things and where they're going just based on what you've seen come before. You can see, right? It doesn't take a genius to look at your experiences and measure them, what's going on right now, and figure out where it's going to go. It's just taking that moment to pause and reflect, and then going, okay, this is where it's going to go.
Sure.
My big risk is if I stay free like this too long, I have to find someone as crazy as me, which is out there. Yeah. I might be the adult in the room, and that is truly a frightening thought. But number one, that is true. I met Larry Dixon and Mercedes Lackey, and I watched how both of them interacted. Right. I went to Larry. So who's the adult between you? He thought about it for a second. It's like, oh God, it's me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, it's me. It's like, Larry's a hoot. Larry is such a hoot.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those situations in life. Like everything we do has a price. I think the honest answer to that is always been. Robert Jordan said this in one story he wrote, and it's I think one of the most true things said. Take what you want and pay for it.
Yeah, very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
That's it. Everything has a price. There's not
Yeah.
really there are no rules to how this works. I mean, we have laws and stuff like that.
Hmm.
To be perfectly blunt, life has no rules. You right. What you're the choice is how you choose to live in this environment while you're here. And you can choose to be anything you want to be. You can cooperate. You cannot cooperate. You got even when there seems to be no freedom, there's still plenty of freedom. You
Yeah.
just have to be you have to be willing to look. You have to be willing to look at what you're doing
Mm.
and ask yourself if it's worth it. And if the answer is it's worth it, no matter what anybody else says,
Well, yeah, you
then
have to make personal choices.
mhm,
Some people will say, "Why would you do that?" I say, "Well, because for me, that's correct. That's going to help me the way I am, or what I want to do, or where I want to see myself." You know,
mhm,
you can't. No, there's no one. Ideal little box that everyone's going to be put in, because nobody is the same as the next person.
no, everybody's different.
We're all different, and we learn different ways, and we experience in different ways. It's like when I set a writing prompt for my writing group sharing circles. Everybody comes up with something totally different, and they've all had the same prompt.
Mhm.
It's your experiences and how your mind works and what sparks your imagination.
Mhm. No, it's the absolute truth,
Yeah.
right? It is the absolute truth. It is not. Um, no, it's just one of those things where you look at it and go, "That's it. That's life." And
Yeah.
sometimes you're gonna and it's not about what the rest of the world really thinks about you. It's about what you think about you at the end of the day. Can you look in the mirror and
Yeah.
respect the person you see on the other side,
Yeah.
right? And if you can, then honestly, the rest of it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
If you know you're doing the best you can, then
yeah, that's it.
that's
That's
good
all any of us
enough.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go, God, may my fuck ups not be as epic as they were in the past. That's it.
Or
That's like
why
the
didn't I learn that lesson sooner? That's one of the things you think, oh,
I actually it's sometimes when you come back to no. See, this is where I get you get it. It's like that. No, why did you're not ready? I accept that. Sometimes you're just not ready for that lesson until that moment in time.
okay.
Just how it works. Here's the one that gets me. It's like when I make the same mistake.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's the one that gets me. We all do it
And
along
you think,
some level.
why,
We all have done it,
why did I
right?
do that again? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like the first time, shit happens, okay? Shit happens. But the second time, I'm an idiot. Right? That is exactly what it's like. And if you still do it again, God, I have a problem. I
Yeah.
don't, how do I fix this? Right? I have a problem. Right? That's it, right? That's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. Right? And if
Give
you go,
yourself a stern talking to. Don't do it again.
that was the second time. I got nothing on the third time. It's like, I think I need some help. That's the second time. That's the second time. First time, you're like, okay, I fucked up. Second time,
Yeah.
Josh, why did you do this again? I don't know. Yeah, you did. Shut up. Don't do it again. Okay. Third time, I think we have a
Really?
problem.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Right? I
So,
mean, but it's such a human thing, right? It is such a human thing, right? Sometimes the mistake we make is like, let's see if we want to do this, but you end up right back here every
yeah.
time, and you're like, but this seems so much fun. It's not for you. Right?
Oh,
And it's
dear.
like,
I know.
but you know what I'm talking about, right? Because we all do it.
We do,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, we all do
But
it. Like,
maybe we don't learn the lesson properly, or it's not really stuck for some reason. I don't know.
no. This is my theory. This is my theory. It's like sometimes we don't want to learn. Sometimes it's
Hmm.
just that simple. I remember I remember this very, very vaguely. I'm not going to go into full details about this. There is one of my grandmothers was confronted with these two people they were holy people, and they were able to point out some of her actions, right, without actually giving anything away.
Yeah.
I still remember her response. It was that rebellious, "I'm happy this way." Right,
Ooh, okay.
right, and that's in us too. For all of us, we all have it's understanding human nature at its
exactly.
core,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There are things we want to do that aren't always great for us, and we're still going to do them anyway. We all have that little bit. We all do it.
It's like, well,
right?
why can't I? Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, some of that's more destructive than others, and some people. We all have a little bit of that, and also, and in other cases too. And this is the other part of it too. We all have just weaknesses and flaws, and no matter how when we run into those our kryptonites, whatever those are,
you
just lose that battle. I think the lesson there is I think there's two very important lessons there. In that case, like you have something there are some battles we have we just can't overcome on our own, and that's just true. I think that's just an honest that's an honest assessment, and understanding that it's humbling because we all like to think we're invincible, that we can do anything we set our minds to. And while this is all true to some degree,
as you get older, you don't feel that anymore.
No, you lose that a little bit as time goes on.
Yeah, it's like I'm not as invincible as I thought I was when I was a teenager, right? And you think, okay, yeah, I'm not actually that.
No, I don't have those hormones in me anymore. Thank God. But I'm saying it's like, holy crap. I can use some of that confidence, damn it.
Yeah.
But
some of the things I did when I was younger, I'm thinking, oh my God, how did I survive? Why am I not dead? You know? But at the time, it was fun, and I didn't even consider that. You shouldn't do that.
Well, the thing is, it's also part of human nature. If it wasn't a little if it is, I'm skydiving at 80. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, thrill seeking, there's something that it compels you to do it. You get that high out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're dealing with pure adrenaline and fear. It's using your it's taking Moscow to a flameburst, right? Exactly. It sounds really, 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 really like simple. But the truth, again, human nature is we like a little danger. We learn how to laugh, but it just I mean, look, some cultures would play dice with this, would try to harass cobras as a game, as sport.
Yeah, so exactly.
Right. There's that. We play dice.
Not something I would.
No, it's not. But again, it's life, right? Like we play, surfing is dangerous, right? Skydiving is dangerous. Mountain climbing is dangerous. But why do these things? Part of the fun is the danger, right? Yeah, part of that. Why do we go on a roller coaster? There's a little bit. You basically on a roller coaster, you've given up control, and it's going all the way up, right? And you get to the top, you're like, what? The only way to go down, right? That's how we're wired as a species. We have to have a little. We have to. I think it's a deep down subconscious way of kind of training ourselves. Like life is a dangerous thing. It always will be. So you have to understand what it is you're actually going to do and what you're fighting for. And what I mean by that is like you've got to accept that fragility. When you're younger, you're ready to take on everything. When you're older, you're like, I don't need to take on everything. Right? No. I just don't. Right?
I'm going to pick my battles, and I'm going to pick
my that's the thing. You learn how to you learn how to pick your battles when you get older, because you're like, because here's the thing: is I'm going to need a nap afterwards. It's gonna be like I can do this, but I'm gonna need a nap because I don't got it in me anymore to just plug this off as quickly as I used to. It registers a little bit more. It's like, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Like that'll come in there sometimes. Did you have fun? Yes. Yeah, I did. I need to sleep. I need to figure this out. That's it, right? That is that's human condition.
Yeah, it
so that's human condition, right? So we are always struggling between two extremes: embracing the fragility and freedom of life, and the desire to kind of go back into the womb of safety, right? When we're afraid, that's what we want to do. We want to have that feeling of safety again.
Sure.
But the problem with that, if you go to that extreme, you never leave your house ever again, and that's a very, very, very terrifying. It's real, right? I mean, the one thing I will say about the last 2 years, that fear is very real, and so so we are always kind of in that balance. Now, I'm more like not so much the womb. I'm that guy that will kind of laugh at danger, and probably at some point God's going to say, "Nope, tempt fate, I'm going to get your ass." But right? I mean, there is something to be said about tempting fate, but at the same time, like I'm the kind of person that gets bolder the more dangerous it gets, not less. I'm in that category. So that's how I'm wired. I don't get scared the same way. So
yeah, I mean, I still like I like to go fast in a vehicle. I love motorbikes, and I love it's a thrill-seeking thing. Most of it is motion orientated. Like I love a swing. People say, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, you go on a swing and you start swinging and you see how high you can get, and then you get it bouncing as you get too high. There's it's like just that little tension thing. Will it come back down or not? And just simple things like that. And it doesn't have to be like I have to do a tightrope walk somewhere across 2 buildings. I definitely wouldn't be doing that. It doesn't have to be extreme. It can be something quite simple, but it just gives you that buzz.
It gives you a little buzz, but also it's that reminder that we are all mortal, right? We need that. We need that. Teenagers are like, screw your fragility. I'm invincible. So when you get to then we get to my age or somewhere in the middle, you're like, I don't need to do every battle. And when I get to your age, I'll be like, do I really want to do this anymore? Nah.
Still things I'm going to do, but it's like they're the ones that I'm really aching to do, and I will do them. Right? I want to go and do a parachute jump because I've done it. I want to go in a hot air balloon. Those sort of things. It's like I don't want to think, when I'm too frail to do anything. Oh God, I wish I'd done that.
Well,
because that's sad.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you only get so much time.
Yeah.
You only got so much time, and living in fear of what could happen too much means you waste even more of it. You got to kind of go forward.
Well, yeah, because you've lost the ability to experience if you keep saying, well, I better not do that. Better not do that.
No. Like I said, I'm a crazy motherfucker. I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to do my thing, right? And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the end of the day, it's about how I want to live. Because again, the ultimate grim and final truth, magical blah blah. Yeah. At some point, I'm walking away from all of this anyway. So, I might as well
enjoy it while you've got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, and the more scary things look on the outside, I'm in that 10% of people that actually get bolder, not more frightened, right? So it just goes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to becoming a pirate for the next few years. It's going to be fun.
That really fun.
Yeah. What's your name, Josh? What's your occupation? Pirate.
Yay.
Yes. Arr.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
man.
I again, I don't. Just how I'm wired, right? It's just how I'm wired. So,
Yeah.
how's your book? So, I got my draft of my book just about done. That's going to be released in November.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just about. I have a
It's
dragon
hard
with my.
work. Yeah.
Well, it's been kind of. Again, I've been trying to balance like the writing for money, the writing for money balance here.
Mm-hmm.
I've done okay. Like I'm on my way to making my third grand, but again, it's not
Nice.
that's not quite a living, but it's not like I got to four figures in like 2 months.
Yeah.
It's like
That's good.
yeah. So apparently not a lot of people can do that. I don't know, like that fast, but yeah, no, it's just like one of those things where I just kind of know what I'm doing, kind of. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those, all right.
And also, you have to put the effort in. If you don't
Sure.
put the effort in, then don't whine that it's happened. Right?
Well, it's funny because I think I'm going to be like one of those guys that writes everything. Like ultimately, like because I just handed in a piece about a celebrity. Like I interviewed them for just off the air,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of one of those things where I'm looking at it and going, huh, right, huh, all right. So
Yeah.
I've written celebrities now. I've
Mm-hmm.
written writing stuff. I've written comic book stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm moving into people. I'm sending a pitch to a magazine about another person for a
Nice.
marijuana magazine. So it's like, what the hell,
Yeah.
right? Just keep putting myself out there and just keep and like until I get to the point where I'm constantly writing and then it's constantly
Mm-hmm.
starting to see money come in a bunch of different ways. And that's I think is kind of where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's going to be an interesting few years for me. I'm certain of.
Well, that's
Anyway,
good. Yeah.
yeah. How about you? Is it getting ready to release more books?
Well, I'm holding off on publishing this year because I want this first book of the trilogy to be absolutely completely done, and then I will write the second one. So then I'll have the second one ready when I send the first one out into the world. And then when people read that, when's the next one? I'll have it ready. So there won't be a huge pause and people think, well, would you hurry up and write it? Would you write it? And when that's gone, I'll have the third one, you know, in process. So there won't
Yeah.
be a huge, like, you've got to wait 18 months for the next one. Because I think people don't like that, you know. I mean, I
It's
know I
a,
hate it. When Stephen King's he's got a book and I read it, in like a day and a half. And I was like, oh God, I've got to wait for the next one. I know he's very prolific, but it's not like today, tomorrow, like hurry up, hurry up.
hurry up, Stephen King. I gotta know
Yes.
what happens next.
Oh, I mean, he's very good in sending out like little short stories of a bit.
Yeah,
Still
well,
not the same as a book.
no, it's not. But books are big and they require lots of
I
structure and
know,
continuity
I know. It's
and
just,
details. So many details. Oh my god.
mm-hmm.
Right? What have I done? Why did I write this monstrosity in front of me? Because you had to tell the
Yeah,
story. I
yeah,
didn't. Did I really? Are you sure?
yeah. Well, the
But that's
detective one I've done. I mean, there was loads of research because I'm not a police person. I've never been in the forces, so I had to reach out to people that had in the force. And I had to make sure that everything was correct to the period that I'm writing in, and what can happen and what can't happen. And it's like, oh,
so
you know,
did you learn any cool criminal tricks?
what? Oh, I watch lots of criminal stuff and I figure out the criminals. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
if
got
they
I got
hadn't
this like
done that,
I got
it'd be
like
very
I got like
good.
this woman in black. I got like this woman in black wearing like
Uh-huh.
dark shades on a motorcycle, right,
Right.
about to commit like heinous crimes because she's bored, you know,
Yeah.
There's a story to be made there of like a woman that has lived in her golden years, kind of going like,
Yeah.
I've committed all kinds of crimes, right? Why?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause in my twilight years, because I'm bored. I'm just so bored.
Oh my
So now I know how
goodness.
much shit I can get away with because it
Yeah.
really doesn't. I've lived my life. I've had my fun. Now I'm
Sure.
having right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're bulletproof. You're bulletproof when you get to a certain age too, because this is like, what the fuck, right? It's like
It's
I
really
don't
cool.
care, right? I
Yeah.
don't care. I've done it all. I bought the T-shirt. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
now. I'm just trying not to drink myself into a stupor while I get through the day.
Oh, cool.
Something about that actually clicks. Like, yep. It's wonderful when you don't give a shit, right?
Yeah. Well, this
Yeah.
is true. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
Oh well. Indeed. So when do you think the first book's going to come out?
Next September. Yeah.
You're gonna be
So
all ready. You're gonna be ready to rock and roll.
I'll
Then.
be already. Yeah. Yeah. I've been sort of planning the all the promotion and all that. So
That's
it'll be
cool.
gone to go. It'll be out there. I'll be very
Awesome.
happy. Yeah.
Awesome. But that sounds wonderful. I'll have my next book out in November, and there'll be
Nice.
Alice in Wonderland playing croquet with Jason in the Underworld.
Nice. Like it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland Greek mythology mashup. So the
Mm-hmm.
winner gets the golden fleece. And
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at Alice in Wonderland as an adult, it's quite dark.
no, it's not. It's actually much more interesting than you
It's
think it is.
yeah. Yes, but I think people think, oh, it's a nice little,
No.
make
No.
believe, but it's not.
So so for me, I met a girl with a Gorgon tattoo, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I got to put Medusa into the story, right?
Right.
And hey, so what tends to happen? What tends to happen there is then I had made this wonderful connection,
Mm-hmm.
and that Alice and Pandora are essentially the same story. And once I
Oh,
realized
right.
it's the same story, it just in Alice's case, right? She's not punished for it. Pandora drove the
Right.
world mad.
Mm.
And if you really sit there, Alice in Wonderland is all about madness if you really sit there and think about it in an odd way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's about Alice kind of crawling, getting out of and getting out of Wonderland and getting back into the real world, whatever that actually looks like. So
Cool.
there's a lot. So it fits incredibly well, and I've had so much fun because her name in the story is Alice Pandora of Wonderland. Because I just
Oh, nice.
might as well. I mean, make the
Mm-hmm.
connection as obvious as you possibly can. So I mean,
Sure.
Kronos is the Mad Hatter because it's such a perfect fusion. What does the Mad Hatter do? He kills time. What is Kronos?
Yeah.
The god of time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kronos concerned to kill time too,
Nice.
right? Right. So Jason is kind of his own entity. He is a representation of the Queen of Hearts. I'm not going to say who the Queen of Hearts is. If you know that, I'll tell that gives away the whole story. But um, Jason and Alice are playing for the Golden Fleece in the Underworld,
Mm-hmm.
and right now the last obstacle in the way of the Golden Fleece is the same last obstacle that was in Jason's story.
Ah,
I modified it just slightly. So
sure.
but it's very much it's fun because I didn't think Alice would be this much fun to write. Like she is ridiculously fun to write, but she's got that kind of this weird innocence. You can
Yeah.
also add a little madness to her too, and it works. Like, huh? My Alice is batshit crazy, huh? But the people who've read it so far seem to really like it. So
Sounds
I'm
really neat. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'll send you a copy when if the draft's done. We'll see what you think of it. Right. It's epic poetry too. On top of it, like I did like an epic poem story. So
Oh, right.
it's crazy. It's also the biggest epic poem I've ever written so far. I'm at
Oh,
like
wow.
It's almost 20,000 words, which
Is
it doesn't sound like a lot until you realize it's all a poem.
yeah, that takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what you'll see what you think when we get to it. Because I'm almost at the end of the story now, and it's like I got one or two big scenes. One of them is they said the dragon that does not fall asleep. So it's gonna be fun how I do that one. So, Alice is I had a lot of fun. I had fun writing it, right? So it's been fun to write, but I'm also balancing that without writing about celebrities and writing about right it's like I'm learned how to use I'm using my words to make money. So
Exactly.
fun part is at this point in terms of like a steady day job, I actually don't need that much, right? So all I need is something that gives me that little extra thing right now, short term, because I think I'm stepping out of. I don't think I'm ever going to work for someone ever again, long term, honestly.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you can get that independence, it's really worth it.
Yeah, I don't see it. Like I tried doing some menial jobs during my time here, and I'm not wired that way anymore.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah. Well, you come to this point in your life when you're not scared anymore. You're not worrying about pleasing. You're just there to, again. You're not being disobedient exactly, but you don't. After you've done so many things on your own, you don't think like an employee anymore. You just don't have it in you. You just don't have it in you anymore, and that's kind of where I'm at. Right? I can do it. I can still do it, but I don't. I'm not
don't want to do it.
Well, not only do I not want to do it, that's part of it. The other part of it too is I'm not going to be intimidated by it ever again. Right? Yeah. It's like, do this or else. Okay. I'm gonna do the best I can. Are you worried about doing a good job? If my pay scale is $15 an hour, no, I'm not really that worried about doing a good job. Because if you were so worried about it, you'd be paying me more money.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's it, right? Like there's a point in this kind of where you just gotta go like, you know what? You gotta keep going because you're not like again, you just come to that point in your headspace where it's like you're just not wired that way anymore.
Yeah.
You lose it. You lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You lose it. Well, on that note, Miss Mandy.
Thank you for chat.
Yeah. We've had a wild one, huh?
It has, yeah, but it usually is. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah. I think I figured out something. I think you just enjoy the fact that I just truly don't. Like I said, I don't give a shit. And I just will talk about anything and everything. And I had like little fear, little. Yeah. I'm diplomatic, kind of. I mean, besides that, I don't care. And I think you like that.
Well, yeah, because it's refreshing to not have someone that's thinking, should I say that? Say that? Is that the right thing? Is that the wrong thing? And you get to the point where you've got such a stifled conversation that you're afraid to actually bring a subject just on the off chance that the other person's going, no, don't go there. Don't. I think, oh, for goodness sake. It's just a conversation.
And also, here's the thing. I'm a grown-ass man. And I'm a fuck-up. And I will make mistakes. I'm okay with that. I would rather be wrong and foolish and free than be right and correct and basically squeak when I walk because because I'm afraid to fart. You know what I mean? That's it. So, seriously, if that's the life we're going towards, I'm out. I'll be in the mountains somewhere, talking to God and go, why is this happening?
What were you doing? What were you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And God will be just like, I was drunk. It's like, I know. Why didn't you share? Why didn't Right?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm me. That's just who I am, right?
Yeah.
I can only be who I am. That all said, we have a really
true.
fun. Yeah, that's it. We had a really fun interview, I think, Mandy. So you're awesome. Why don't you tell people where your book's coming out, what books you have out, what your last book was, how people can find you.
Ooh, right.
That promo crap we talked about at the beginning, remember that?
All across social media. Got my own blog, which is www.mandyevebarnett.com. My last book was The Commodore's Gift, which is a steampunk adventure with a very strong, independent, feisty female lead. My next book will be out September next year, which is the first book of a trilogy, and it's a crime detective trilogy. And all my other books you will find on Amazon, Smashwords, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, etc., etc.
So, did I get that right? Because I went to type it. Woohoo! I almost know what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. Find Mandy wherever you can. So that's her website. Go start. That's a great starting point. That's a great starting point. Definitely check her out. On her books. As you can see, I at the very least get her laughing her ass off with everything I'm saying. At the very least, so I almost like I know what I'm doing. Outside of that, I want to thank my sponsor for this month, Jennifer Lieberman's Year of the What. She's giving away copies of her audiobook, and I probably should be better prepared for this. I probably on the live show. I'm on the not so live show. On the audios, they're like great and set up and stuff. So hold on a second here while I do this very important thing. Right?
Yeah.
Gotta go like this. Ha ha. So guys, if you want to get into getting a free copy of the book, Years of What, there is the list. Subscribe to Jen Lieberman. Hit the subscribe button. Jen's awesome. And again, now you'll be entered to win Year of the What. And her first drawing will be next week. So definitely get into it now. Beyond all that, folks, because I'm really good at this stuff or something to that effect. Monday I have a really fun guest, and that is Violet L. Mayer, and we're gonna have a really cool announcement at that point. Like I said, I also have another guest for sure confirmed next week, and I got some other cool things happening. I'm going week to week right now because I'm not quite sure when I'm disappearing back to Calgary, but it will be very soon. If you want to support this podcast, hit the follow, subscribe button on my Twitch, twitch.tv/justjoshingpodcast. My YouTube channel is Joshua Pentellaresco. Click the like, subscribe, enable notifications. Always episodes coming up there as well. My book, Alice 1, comes out November 1st. My last release, Alice 0, is nominated for the Elgin Award. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. Keep making beautiful things. I will be back Monday with Violet L. Mayer. Take care, guys.